Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is wherever you go, there you are. There is such a tendency to want to do a geographical. I am feeling really uncomfortable in this situation. I need to change my scenery. I need to get out of this relationship. I need to get out of this job. I need to get out of this family. I need to run as far away as I can. And then when we do that, we find ourselves in relationships that are, Jesus is just like this family member. Or we're in jobs that are just like, oh God, this is exactly like my last job, and it's completely different. Wherever we go, there we are. We carry our own stuff with us. We carry our own slides to view the world through. We carry all our pictures, impressions, and baggage with us. It's a really natural tendency to want to control outside ourselves. And then when we learn about creating this world as consciousness and creating our lives as consciousness, we still kind of distort the picture. Well, I can create my reality, so I'm going to change this and change this and change that. So we're still playing with the scenery. We're still moving the characters around on the sets. We're still leaving the relationship or the job or the family, but for higher spiritual reasons. I don't want to deal with their vibration. So a step up from that is the only aspect in this reality that is real is you, is the essence of who you are. Now, if you're sitting at a table full of people, you can't say, well, those people are fake because I created them. They're a figment of my imagination. They're all a creation of my consciousness. No, this is all a creation of consciousness. And you as consciousness are creating your scenario. And you as consciousness have created other consciousness creating scenarios. And you still don't change your reality by trying to change them. Total waste of energy. Total waste of energy to go out there and try to change anything. Now, a certain level of changing things as well, then I'll just change myself. I'll go into 20 years of psychotherapy and I will change myself. I will change my pictures. I will meditate really, really hard, and I will change my pictures about the world. That works. All of those things work to a certain degree, and then you hit kind of a plexiglass wall. Glass ceiling, plexiglass wall, certain level of limitation in this reality. So the thing that I'm doing now to change my reality is to shift myself into parallel universes. I've talked about parallel universes before in Mystic Minutes. Every time you turn left, parallel self turns right. It goes off on a different trajectory. And therefore you have an infinite amount of parallel selves going along, creating different realities. It also means that you've never made any mistake, because that time that you went left, you also went right. That time you didn't get accepted to that college, you did get accepted to that college. You dated that person, you did date that person. All of those things are actually, you grew up in that family, you didn't grow up in that family. Really, it's all in there. And actually from consciousness, it's even more complicated than that. Infinitely complicated, mind-blowingly complicated, because all lifetimes, everything's happening at once. Consciousness is enjoying all of this instantaneously, because there's no time or space as consciousness. But back to you and the trajectory that you are on right now and the life that you're experiencing that brought you to watching this video. You can easily and effortlessly shift into parallel universes and have a completely different experience. And in some way, we're doing this all the time anyway. We're passing through portals of different possibilities all the time. If this were, possibly is, a very complex video game, then you're making choices all the time. Turning left, turning right, going off on a different possibility in your game. It really is like the movie Groundhog Day. And there's an aspect that is repeating over and over again. Because time and space is just a whole other story here. Changing yourself instead of changing outside yourself. Changing within instead of changing outside. Shifting yourself into parallel universes where there are other and different outcomes. And oh my gosh, we can even try to control that. I'm going to create the perfect portal to pass through to the exact scenario that I want to create. Oh, it looks so pretty. I'm going to step through that one. It's so incredibly limiting to do that because you're creating from this perspective that you are now, and it looks really pretty, and you've totally missed the infinite possibilities that are out there that you are creating as consciousness for yourself. Infinite love, infinite light, infinite joy, infinite happiness. I'm going to go towards this scenario. All you really have to do is shift into a parallel universe and have a different experience. You can have an open-ended intention. Shift into a scenario where everyone lives happily ever after. That way you're not making everybody out there live happily ever after to your specifications. You're just in a reality where people are a lot happier. Hey, I really like that. I think I'm going to do that today. It's really that simple. It's really that easy. Just imagine if you started to approach your life with that sense of effortlessness, curiosity, experimentation. I'm curious about what this life is like if I do it like this. Play with this and see how it works for you. Maybe you'll come up with something even bigger. If you like these videos, you can subscribe to them on YouTube. If you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. I put out a weekly radio show and podcast. I also put out a weekly blog and newsletter. I do these videos a couple times a week. I do Conscious Conversations meetups around the Puget Sound in Seattle, Bellevue, Tacoma, University Place, Lakewood, and Olympia. And if you'd like to know more about navigating your life as consciousness, rediscovering your purpose for being here, regaining your passion for life, go to joan-newcomb.com and look up my coaching programs. Go to joan-newcomb.com and I'll be back with another Mystic Minute in a couple of days.